Hey, welcome back to the channel. So Alex Hormozi is releasing a book on August 16th, and I thought I'd give myself a little challenge here. I'm going to create a tool that writes books with AI, and I'm going to revive my GhostWritr.AI book writing automation, but I'm going to give it a front end, and I'm going to completely redevelop the back end. So the plan is, for this video, I'm going to go through the planning stage for this software as a service product, and I'm going to be using the BMAD method, and it's the breakthrough method of agile AI driven development. And you can find this framework on GitHub, and this framework allows you to plan your software product with a team of AI agents, and then manage all the context in the integrated development environment. We've got dedicated AI agents. We've got the analyst, the product manager, and the architect to help us plan our SaaS product. And you'll find that as you're going through this process, that you'll learn there are things you hadn't thought of, if you're just doing regular vibe coding. So I'm going to walk you through the planning process in this video. This is going to be a 3-part series. And then in subsequent videos, we'll do the planning in this video. We'll build the MVP using BMAD. We're also going to be using the BMAD method for planning during this video. And then once I have an MVP up and running with a SaaS product that writes books, I'm going to predict the outline for Hormozi's upcoming book. And then we're going to use GhostWritr, and this is going to be GhostWritr.AI, to write that book. And I'm going to try to do it before August 16th. Today's July 20th. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get it done by that time. We'll see. I accept the challenge. Let's go. Okay, I've done some initial UI design here in Claude for GhostWritr. And so this is how the UI is going to work. You start with a list of book projects. You can create a new book project. Here you enter your information about your book. So you got the title, subtitle, description, author name, the number of words per section, author bio, and an outline. If you've generated an outline already or written your own, you can add that here. If not, you can have it generated. And then tone and style. There's these tone and styles, or you can emulate an author. So I could type in Alex Hormozi here, and it will emulate his tone and style. And then any background and research files, you'll be able to upload here. Then from this point, you hit Create New Book, and this will bring you into the editing workspace where it's going to show your outline for your book. And then you can go into each of these sections to work on those sections. And you've got your full text editor here where you can, can't do anything yet. It's not functional. So all these items will be functional. And then you can have AI write the book for you. So that's how that's going to work. I'm just keeping it simple for now. And we'll start with this, and then I'm going to move into the BMAD method with this design, and I'm going to add functionality as we go. So let's move into the BMAD method. If you go to the quick start area, he tells you how to install into your IDE, and then the fastest start with a full stack team is you create the agent in Gemini, Gem, or you can create a custom GPT. I like using Gems because you get that, supposedly there's a million token window there. So I'm going to use a Gem, and basically all I did was I copied the full stack prompt into Gemini and created this Gem, which is kind of like a GPT on the ChatGPT platform, but you can create gems in Gemini, in Google Gemini. So I have a gem created. I'm going to go ahead and give it this UI. So I'm going to copy the code from this. I'm going to say, here's the UI for my project. I'm going to paste that in there. And then I have a workflow as well. I'm still trying to get used to using this voice thing for GhostWritr UI. It's GhostWritr.AI. And then I've had this workflow text already copied or already written. And it just says, it's the same workflow we just went through with the GUI. So the initial dashboard is going to show all the book projects, and then during the project creation process, the user enters all this information about the book. And you can generate an outline with Write with AI, and then the user will then be presented with the screen that allows them to work on the book and write it with AI. And then navigation allows you to go in between the screens. So right now I only have 3 screens. I'm in the gem for BMAD, so I'm going to start the interview process with the full stack AI agent team first. And then I'm going to have that whole conversation about this project in Gemini. Then we're going to move to Cursor, and I'm going to run Claude Code in the terminal inside of Cursor. So once we have the architecture document and the project requirements document after this interview process, we'll move into the integrated development environment and start doing development. And we'll build off of these this basic functionality here. So I'm going to enter that in. And you start off with the BMAD orchestrator, and the orchestrator is going to basically coordinate all of your interaction with the other agents. So now it's asking me what I want to do. So we have the UI done. The workflow description is done. Well, we got a basic workflow description. So now it's going to ask me if we want to go through workflow guidance. So now it's going to ask me for more information here. I'd like to do an MVP to start, and we're going to keep the workflow as is for right now. I would like to add research later, but not right now. I'd like to use React.js. We're going to have a Supabase backend. So now it's explaining what we're going to do. We're going to go through the Greenfield full stack workflow. And this is, first we're going to talk to the analyst to do the project brief, then the project manager, then the product manager for the product requirement documents, and then the UX expert, which does the front end. It's gonna evaluate the code that I gave it, and then the full stack architecture. And then at the end, the product owner, which is me, I'm gonna validate everything. So we'll go through this whole workflow. Does this plan sound good to me? Yes, this sounds good. So now I'm talking to Mary, who's the business analyst. And she's asking me, do we want to do interactive mode or YOLO mode? So interactive mode, she's going to interview me and ask me questions, or we could just let her do all the work and go YOLO with this. Let's do interactive mode for this round. Okay. I had initially created GhostWritr.AI as a project in make.com and I wanted to completely automate the process of writing books. I believe that we can replace an entire book publishing team with AI. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to clarify that this initial step, this initial MVP is just for authoring the book. So the goal is to come up with a first draft. I'd also like to stress that AI is a huge part of this process, so AI is going to be doing most of the writing, if not all. This looks good. I need you to identify the ideal customer profile and answer these questions for me. Yes. Let's go YOLO from here. Okay, now I've answered a few questions, but I've told it to go ahead and go YOLO. You only live once. And the analyst is going to do all the work for me. It's identifying the problem statement. Let's see. And she's going to create the project brief. So it's subject matter experts and all the issues that they have with writing a book. Human ghostwriters are expensive, slow. They cost tens of thousands of dollars. It takes a long time. And then, yeah. Now we're offering an AI-driven solution that drastically reduces the amount of time and effort required to create a first draft. So I like this. So this is good. So this is where we're going to set ourselves apart. Unlike general AI writing tools that require extensive manual oversight and piecemeal content, GhostWritr aims to produce a cohesive chapter-by-chapter drafts with minimal human intervention in the writing. Looks good. Target audience is subject matter experts across diverse fields who want to be authors and publish authoritative books. Subject matter experts, secondary aspiring authors and content creators. The secondary segment is for aspiring authors. Business objectives: accelerate first draft completion, demonstrate AI writing scalability, validate market demand. So this is for the MVP, user success, user engagement, encourage them to use the product, target draft completion rate, and content satisfaction. It needs to be a good writer. So we're going to increase completion time. Target an average of 80% plus of total manuscript word count generated directly or significant with AI. So AI is going to do most of the writing. Try to get people to use the app monthly, weekly, and then monitor utilization rates for these features: outline generation, chapter drafting, section expansion. Looks good. So we got the scope, core features, dashboard, new book project creation, AI assisted outline generation, chapter and section management. Let's add AI assistance to a rich text editor. Add the option to have AI write the entire chapter first. While writing with AI, the AI must have the entire context of previous written chapters and sections. Okay, this is good. This looks good. For the front end, I'd like to use Shad CN and Tailwind frameworks. I'd like to use Vercel for hosting. I have a question. Can Supabase handle all of the AI interaction? So do I need a middle tier for the MVP, or can I just use Supabase? What do you think about using Fast API for this? So if I go with Vercel's functionality, then we're in tight JavaScript and TypeScript the whole way. How hard will it be to introduce Fast API later? Question. Is it more expensive to go with the Vercel functionality? Okay, let's go with Vercel, but I'd like to put some cost controls in there so that we're not using up too much resources or tokens, etc. Okay, I'll need an admin dashboard to be able to monitor these costs and set the parameters. So let's continue in YOLO and answer all questions for me, because we've already gone over the architecture pretty much. I had that discussion with the PM. So I'll let the architect work all that other stuff out. So now it's switched me over to Winston, who's the architect. And he's going to do the system design. And he should be answering all his own questions. Oh, he just generated the architecture document. So I have the architecture document. We're going to be using Vercel for serverless functions. And then for the back end, we're going to be using Supabase and React for the front end, and Tailwind for the UI. And then here's all the technologies we're using. For the MVP, we're just going to be using Gemini, and then I'll add options for OpenAI, Anthropic, and the others later. But I just want to use Gemini initially because it's got that supposed 1 million token context window. Not familiar with Jest. End-to-end testing with core flows. Not familiar with some of these tools. But that's the whole point of the architect. He's going to help me. Logging, Vercel logs. Okay, we've got all the information we need. And I'm going to go ahead and export this architecture document into Google Docs. It's got sequence diagrams. Really cool. Database schema. Wow. Directory structure. How to set everything up. Environment variables. Deployment strategy. Security. This is an important one. Environment. This we're going to be storing keys as Vercel environment variables. Supabase authentication. Row level security. Probably shouldn't be showing you guys all this, huh? Sting pyramid. And it's going to create the tests. It's got coding standards. Error handling strategy. See, this is all the stuff that you don't get when you're vibe coding. The security piece, the error handling, that's always an afterthought in development. A lot of developers don't. So now I'm gonna go ahead and export this to a Google Doc. I got these two. So I've got the architecture document and the product requirements document. Now, from this point, we take these two documents and we include them in the project that we're going to create in, I'm going to create the project in Cursor, and then I'm going to load up Claude Code in the terminal inside of Cursor. So that. Okay, that's it for today's video. But in the meantime, if you want to check out this BMAD method, I'll provide the GitHub link in the description of the video. Go through here and check this out. And also, the guy that created this is BMAD Code on YouTube. This is his channel. And I encourage you to follow this guy. He's been a software development for a long time. He knows what he's talking about. I've been a software developer for a long time, but this guy really knows his stuff. He's done a lot of enterprise projects, and he's working on a bunch of projects that he can't actually talk about, but he'll walk you through how to install the BMAD method. His name's Brian, and he'll help you get started if you have any questions between now and the next video. So until then, have fun with BMAD code, and I'll see you on the next video.